What's up, everyone? I'm Janitor Jake,
And I'm Chris K.
and welcome to the American Gaming Geeks.
Stupid. What? Ready?
I don't want the likes of you watching my back! The chopper's waiting! You're done!
Alright, and welcome back for another episode. Now, if you're new to the channel or you want to get right straight to the gameplay, you can go to this number right here, and it'll take you right to the gameplay. Otherwise, we're going to get the show started. Alright, now we did What's New With You in the World of Gaming a few episodes back, but I never actually put it in the episode. So we're going to go a few episodes back and put What's New With You in the World of Gaming into this episode. So without further ado, let's get going. So Chris, what's new with you in the world of gaming?
Okay, well, you may know that I am returning to a YouTube channel called Chris K the Film Guy, and as such I wanted to do some film stuff. So I wanted to talk about video games that were made from films and films that were made from video games. So I'm thinking about doing a series, but I'm not going to get into that really because it's going to be a little bit, and nobody really cares about what I plan to do. You'll just have to keep an eye out for it. But something that I found was interesting, like I said, I've upgraded my editing technology, and with it, my ability to do games. And so I did.
You're able to live stream games a lot easier.
Exactly, I could live stream some video gaming. So one thing I've been doing is playing games with my friends Mike and Tom, and the one that we played was Space Hulk Deathwing, which was pretty cool. It's based in the Warhammer 40k universe, which that's a tabletop
RPG type of thing.
Yeah, it's like
D&D or something.
like a war game. Yeah, exactly.
Strategy.
On a strategy game on a tabletop. So anyway, yeah, they really took all the kind of artwork that inspired all of that and the storyline, and they put it in this video game, and it was really awesome to play it as a first-person shooter, and it's just it's epic. I love that game.
All right, now nothing too new with me in the world of gaming. Now, I've talked about how we have a mutual friend named Maniac Matt. He's been on the show a couple times. Super Mario Brothers 2. He was here for Elemental Master, and then he was here for Rock Boshers. He brought his own Rock Boshers game with. Now, one thing that he does, every once in a blue moon, he'll come up here, up north where we live, and he will bring a bunch of trade fodder, what we call video gaming trade stuff. Where he lives down there around Madison, he gets a bunch of random gaming stuff. He might not want it. He'll sell some stuff to a store and then bring the rest to me, and I kind of pick through it and whatever. So he gave me a whole bunch of junk, and I took a lot of that, and I was like, well, I don't really want this. So I traded that into a game store and got quite a decent amount of store credit. And with that store credit, I ended up picking up some games. So that's what I'm going to show here today.
Every time Matt's up, it's like a game rendezvous, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So some of the games I got a couple PS2 games here. I got 4 of them. The first one I got is Fisherman's Bass Club, and it is complete because I've been getting real heck bent on getting games that are complete. The disc isn't in here because I have it in my other PS2 console, but it's got the manual, the disc, and it is in really, really good condition. And then there's another one there, and so I picked that up, and that is Rapala Pro Fishing. Once again, complete. It's got the manual, got the game, and I really do love the cover for it. I like how it's like, white, and it's kind of colorful. I think that cover looks a lot better than that cover. So then I ended up picking up a game that I'm pretty nostalgic about, and that's called Gun. Gun on the good old PS2, and once again, got the disc and the manual, and it's in really good condition.
Western?
Yeah, it's like think of like Skyrim, except instead of this huge, massive world, it's scaled down to a teeny tiny little world. You get like about 20 hours worth of gameplay out of it. It's really fun, and I really, really enjoy it. It's like an open world RPG that takes place in the West.
Nice.
And then the fourth game that I got is Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. And it's complete and so on. The only thing is, this is not the greatest hits version, but the disc, I believe, is the greatest hits. So I'm going to go back to the game store and talk to the owner and see if maybe I can replace it and get the regular version instead of the greatest hits version.
Probably been like, oh, we've been looking for that greatest hits.
Yeah. And the next game I got is C12 Final Resistance. Now, I've picked this game up before and showed it on the show. The problem is, last time when I found it, it looked just like this, totally fine, but I opened it up and there was no manual. Somebody ripped the manual out and put the cover back in there. And this time I actually found it with the whole manual and everything. And the store that I'm at, he usually gives me deals, and even though I had in-store credit, he was giving me deals, and I think I even got this game for free because of some of the stuff I was picking up. So I figured, well, what the heck, I might as well grab it and get a manual with it.
Yeah.
And then I did pick up a loose game, but it's one I've been looking for a while, because I'm pretty nostalgic for it. That is Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road on the NES. Really nostalgic for this game. When I grew up as a kid, my dad never really played Nintendo games. He played like 3 of them, and this was one of the ones he used to play with me all the time. At one point, I lost the game. I don't know what happened to it when I was a kid, and I've never been able to find it. And then randomly, I was at the store, and he happened to have it there, and I was like, I have to buy it. Even though it's incomplete, I have to buy it, because I've been looking for it for a long time. Then this game, Keisha actually picked out. We were looking around, and she saw this, and she decided she wanted it, so we got Krusty's Super Fun House, a Bart Simpson game. And it's in really good condition, and like I said, I like things complete. It is complete in the box. The manual is pretty much mint condition. The whole game looks great. And this would be a really fun game to play through sometime, too. It's kind of like a puzzle game.
Yeah.
I think you play as Krusty, and there's like rats or something in his fun house, and so you got to go through and try to stop them, but like Bart and Homer and all them are in there, and you utilize them. And then the final game I picked out, when I saw it there, I was like, man, I have to get this. Because there are certain games that I grew up with as a kid that I don't have complete in the box. So when I see them, I'll even generally, depending on how expensive they are, but I will pay a little bit more to get that game that I want to complete in the box. Like, for example, my favorite game on the NES is Dragon Warrior. I don't have that complete in the box. That is something I'd even be willing to say to heck with and spend like, $40 or whatever to get the whole thing complete. So I ended up picking up Ninja Gaiden on the NES complete in the box.
Nice.
And I saw it sitting there, I was like, holy cow, I have to buy it, because I did grow up with Ninja Gaiden as a kid. And of course, complete in the box, it's got the game, it's got the manual, it's got the dust sleeve, and it does have the little cardboard insert in there. But this was the main, like when I first went in there, and I got my in-store credit, this was the first thing that I saw. So right away, I'm like, I'm buying this. Okay, now how much money do I have left?
Nice.
So that was actually a pretty good haul, considering, like, to me, I basically got all this stuff for free. Matt brought over a big pile of junk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sift it through it, got a few things, and then I bring it to the store, and the guy's like, wow, I'll take this, I'll take that, and I'll do this, and I'll do that, and here, you can have this much money. And then I went and bought myself those handful of games.
Nice.
Totally worth it for me.
Nice.
All right, time to get to the actual game. And the game we're playing today is the original Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. Now, I never really grew up playing the Atari 2600. I was born in 1985, and I grew up with the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
And you never really grew up with the Atari either.
No, the oldest console I had was a Sega Genesis.
And now Pac-Man did, so it's not the original Pac-Man, because the original Pac-Man came out in the arcades.
Right.
But this was the home port, the home version of it.
Yeah.
And we got the original home port for the Atari. Now, what's awesome is I do have it complete in the box. The problem is the box is in really rough shape. Like, apparently they glued that, so in order to get it, you just had to just rip it open and go to town.
That makes me nervous just even pantomiming that.
Yeah. And even on the back, it looks like somebody poked their finger in there and tried like ripping it out or something. There's a weird hole in the back. But I do have it complete, so, and the inside is really weird too, the way they have it set up. Like, there's a little spot you can put your cartridge.
Okay.
But I do have the game, so there's the original Pac-Man on the Atari 2600.
Cool.
If you want, you can drool over that and
Yeah,
smile.
I've got a I've got a copy of this, but
You said
it's
you
not
found
as,
it at a thrift store?
yeah, yeah, something like that, and it's not as good a condition, and I actually don't have a console to play it on, so.
And it does come with the manual, which is cool, but it also came with this, the Video Computer System Atari catalog. So it's got a catalog, and I think it says, 45 game program cartridges. And it's really cool. I love these old manuals, because it just looks so awesome. It's like, oh, it gives that 80s vibe and that 70s vibe. It's like, well, that's because it legit was from. Like, this copyright was 1981. And so, like, the pictures in here and everything is just awesome. Like, look at that. Like, just the artwork, like the wizard and everything.
Yeah.
And what I love is, like, they have all the different games, like, you can buy, and it, like, there's, like, Space Station, and it's got all sorts of really cool stuff. Alright, and then anyway, like I said, we do got the original manual, and because of the limitations on the Atari, and for some weird reason they didn't put dots in there, but what's hilarious is they actually put a story in here and they explain it. So, like, in the arcade,
really?
you collect the little dots, and here they call them wafers. Because they didn't put the dots in there, they put dotted lines.
They're dashes, yeah.
So you got the wafers, and you have a power pill, and then you eat vitamins. Because they couldn't put, like, oranges and apples or anything like that. So they ended up just saying, they're squared vitamins. And so they each have their own point system and things like that. And it even gives, like, a little story. And I'll explain that as we get into the gameplay. But we do have the manual because we don't like to cheat. I like playing games, like, when it comes with the manual and whatever. I don't really like going online and trying to cheat and do other weird things like that.
Right.
So without further ado, let's pop the puppy in and get going. You ready to play?
I'm game. Frumply.
Alright, so I guess this is kind of like the intro screen to Pac-Man when you power it on. And we are playing with original hardware. The controller, though, I'm playing with this third-party one. It's a 500XJ Epics by Conix. That's because I really don't like the original controllers. They're really hard and stiff, and this one's like really nice, and it makes a bunch of clicky sounds, but it feels a lot better to me.
It's a lot smoother.
So anyway, this looks kind of like the title screen, and you can actually do a game select. If you go to game select, 2, 3, level 3, 2 players. It's really touchy though. So the green means 1 player, the pink means 2 players.
Oh.
But we can go up to level 8. So we're just going to start off at level 1 and eventually play for a little bit and just make our ways up through there.
Alright.
So I'm going to get started here with good old Pac-Man.
Okay. Now, I did say the oldest console that I had was Sega Genesis. That's not entirely true. I had, it's not a console, but a computer.
Yeah.
Older than the Sega Genesis, and that was a, basically an IBM clone. I forgot what it's called now.
The
I used to know.
Beltron?
The Beltron, thank you. Yeah, I told you about that before. I wanted to get it up and running. They had a game like this. It wasn't Pac-Man, it was a Pac-Man ripoff, but it was in 3D. So instead of seeing an overhead view of a little guy running around, you're inside these hallways and you're walking down, you get these lines going past you. So the simulated 3D. It's only in lines, it's no like graphics or anything, it's just, you know, blue floors and blue walls. Which is strange because I'm used to the Pac-Man which has a black background and like yellow or white lines.
Yeah, like the original.
Yeah. Now, is this the original or is this like a port of the arcade?
So this is a port of the arcade. The original arcade version looks 100 times better than this. And plays 100 times better than this too, by the way.
Interesting. So yeah, I'm used to the arcade version, but yeah, it looks like the IBM, they duplicated this look with the dots on the floor and the in blue background. But yeah, then you have these ghosts that come after you, and you see them coming down the hallway and getting bigger and bigger as they come at you.
You don't. What was the name of the game?
Three Demons is what it was called. So they weren't ghosts, I guess they were demons, but it was called Three Demons. And I enjoyed it. I don't know if you'll ever find anything online about it. I hope I get my Beltron up and running.
Yeah, that'd be cool if we could get that Beltron fixed, because you had a game on there called Castlemania.
Yeah, which was also a lot like Adventure.
One of the things, too, about this game that irritates me is it's actually a lot harder than it looks, to me.
Yeah.
He's got this weird control scheme like that. I have a really hard time pushing up.
Yeah.
If you push to the right, he'll just go to the right, like forever, unless you make him go up. He'll never come to a stop.
It makes it feel like there's something wrong with the controller. And I feel like that's why a lot of Atari controllers are broken, is because the controls just weren't smooth.
And everyone got mad and threw the controller.
Probably.
Yeah, but like I said, right there, I already died.
Yeah.
And I was like actually trying legit to do stuff.
Huh.
So if you want out.
Oh,
well, there
you
we
break
go.
this
That's
one
why
too.
they break. That's why they break. Because I'm sitting here trying to be careful with it. It's like, no, grab it like a man and hand it off. I'm going to hit reset for you.
Okay, don't knock the pizza on the floor too.
But anyway, like I was saying, like, so here's Pac-Man trying to eat the power pills. But one of the things that make it really difficult, like I said, the controls feel kind of goofy. Number one. Number two, when you eat a power pill, the ghosts turn, I don't know what, maybe the manual explains it, but you're able to eat the ghosts.
They flash.
The problem is, in the arcade version, they stay that way for a little while. In here, it's like right away they turn.
Yeah, they turn back into regular ghosts.
Like bam, like right now, it's like, oh, there you go. And so that's a second problem. A third problem is the hit detection. You can barely touch a ghost and it'll kill you.
Yeah.
But in order to eat a wafer, you have to completely consume the stupid thing. If you look at Pac-Man's mouth and its opening and closing, if the vanilla wafer, I call it the vanilla wafer, if the wafer goes completely in his mouth and you turn around, it still won't count. It has to like get past his mouth.
Huh.
In order, like right there. You didn't get that in a wafer.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an instance once in the practice when... Dang it, I wish I could pause. I was waiting for a ghost to show up so I could eat the wafer. And he finally showed up, and I get to the wafer. Oh, fudge.
And that was a vitamin.
And he finally shows up, and he's right on the other side of the wafer. My attempt is to eat the wafer and then hit the ghost.
Yeah.
And his body is almost totally over the wafer. Almost totally over the wafer, and the ghost's head pokes up and kills me before he can eat the wafer.
Yeah.
Ghost on this side, wafer on this side. I just go right for the ghost, and ghost kills me anyway.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, this game seems like it should be really simple and really easy.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't ever play it, so I'm not used to it, really. I'm not used to the controls or anything like that. Maybe if I sat down every single day and just like kept trying to get my high score up. Because that's kind of how these games are nowadays, is they're like flash games. It's kind of like back in the day we never called programs apps, but nowadays everyone calls them apps.
Yeah.
Oh, your computer has an app now. And that's what I mean, like this game is kind of like an old flash game. It's like you can't really beat it. And maybe you can, I'm assuming you can beat it. I don't remember if it's on here you can beat it or the original arcade. But if you get like to level 9999 or whatever, and then you beat it and you go to the next level, the game will actually glitch out. Like that. I tried going to the left and he kept doing this up and down garbage.
Yeah.
So, if you want, now that was level 1. I'm actually going to change it and we're going to go to level 2.
Alright.
Alright, there's level 2. It even explains in here what level 2 does. Let me see. Games 1, 2, 7, and 8 feature a slow-moving Pac-Man. The ghosts in each of these games move at different speeds as follows. Game 1, ghosts move at a jogging speed. Game 2, which is what we're on now, ghosts move at a running speed. So now the ghosts are actually moving a little bit faster. And you should be still moving the same speed. And sometimes that might even be better. Like for getting a power pill.
Yeah.
Because if they're moving fast, you can get them into an area quicker.
Left! Yeah, he's doing that up and down garbage like you were talking about.
One thing, too, that I find unique about this is, one thing that I love about the old Atari is the sound effects.
Yeah.
It gives off like that really old school vibe. I don't know, it's just really nostalgic for me. Even though like I never grew up with the Atari, I think what it was is I've watched movies like maybe like Last Starfighter and like Flight of the Navigator. And randomly in some of these older movies they'll have these Pac-Man sound effects. And so then it's just like I get nostalgic for that. What's interesting too is I think the ghosts do have a different color, because in the arcade there's like Inky, Binky, Pinky, and whatever, I can't remember their names.
Yeah, I was really kind of surprised when we first turned it on, like yeah, the blue and the red, but also the ghosts, I mean, I can understand looking at this why they would call them ghosts, because they definitely are ghosts. They're just flashing all the time on the screen. They're all semi-transparent. They move inside one another.
Come on, you idiot. One more pill. Two more. And I'm going to... Right there. Died. Tough. Tough.
No, down, I said. Oh, you biscuit. Hate him.
There's actually like a little bit of a story here. Pac-Man actually has lore. So it says in here, here's Pac-Man. We know that millions of people all over the world just love the Pac-Man arcade game. Pac-Man has won the hearts of men, women, and children everywhere. You can keep going, because I'm reading now. We also know that Pac-Man has traditionally been an arcade game. Well, we at Atari know all about arcade games. After all, we make some of the greatest arcade games in the world. A buck, and dickety-doo.
Nothing like tooting your own horn.
And we know how to bring the same dynamite gameplay to your home. Oh, you do, huh? And this was actually one of the reasons why, one of the causes of the video game crash of '83
Pac-Man.
was because Pac-Man. People were used to the arcades, and they're like, oh, we're bringing the arcade to our home. Awesome. And then they get this. Like I said, the arcade game is way better than this. That's one thing that's nice, too. See, in the arcade, they changed that up, too.
What's that?
In the arcade, the doorways are on the side.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost as if like they took the screen and flipped. It is. If you tilt your head, it's like it's flipped. It should be the other way around, which is interesting.
I realize I screwed this up by like chasing the ghosts, trying to eat the ghosts.
Yeah,
like that's not the point.
Well, that's the point, though. The point
the
is
point?
to get points.
Yeah, well.
So the idea of this game is every time you eat a wafer, you get a specific number of points. Then when you eat the ghosts, you get a certain number of points as well. So the point is to get the power pill so you can eat all the ghosts and get bonus points. And then when the vitamins pop up, you eat those and you get bonus points. Okay. So that's why this is like a great two-player party game, because it's like who can get the most points.
Oh, okay.
They call it a video wafer. So it's not a vanilla wafer, it's a video wafer. So a video wafer is 1 point. A power pill is 5 points. Vitamins are 100 points. Your first ghost that you eat is 20 points. The second one is 40, third is 80, and the fourth one is 160. So you get the most points by eating all 4 of them.
They corner you. I hate that.
So like if you eat 1, 2, 3, and then 4.
Oh, he's right on the thing.
Tough. Because you know, just like the arcade.
Just like it.
And we don't have a modded console either, because apparently you can like composite mod. You can probably HDMI mod the sucker.
Yeah.
4K. But right now we're running RF out, and so the graphics, they're not going to look... They have this weird like wobbly effect to them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the screen is it looks way worse than the actual recording is gonna look on YouTube.
Yeah.
That one is looking at it's looking pretty good.
So anyway, here's the story of Pac-Man. Life in Mazeland. The object of the game is to keep Pac-Man happy and healthy in his home of Mazeland.
Mazeland.
Pac-Man starts the game with 4 lives. The longer he survives, the more points you score. You score a point for every video wafer that Pac-Man eats. You also score points when Pac-Man eats power pills, vitamins, and ghosts. Every time Pac-Man eats all of the video wafers on the maze, he earns an extra life and a new maze full of video wafers. So that's the story of the game. Is he lives in this world, which is called Mazeland, and we have to keep him happy by having him eat stuff. And stay away from the ghosts.
Nom nom nom. What I was trying to say is, like, eating the ghosts really inhibits, actually beating the level.
And even Alright, I'm going to change to level 3.
Okay.
There we go. We'll give that a shot. See what difference that makes. Oh, look how slow they're going now.
Nice. It's not really a level, it's a version. Whoops. Still, that pill only lasts so long.
So this is almost kind of like easy mode right here.
Yeah. Level 3 is easy mode, so it's not really a level.
Yeah, you get like different game variations. I do like that. I do like the fact that you're able to change it up. So you can try it. It's kind of like Pong. We get different versions of Pong.
Yeah. Is it, does the manual say 8 games in one, isn't it? Or the box.
It says,
Up!
Yeah, it says 8 video games. So you get 8 different variations of Pac-Man. So really the only difference is that the speed of the ghosts in Pac-Man will change.
Down! I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to this game. I cannot control Pac-Man no matter what.
Even the ghosts in here have like their own little story. They're called a ghost quartet.
Oh.
They're a quartet.
Do we get to find out who they were before they died?
The ghosts are the quartet of bad guys chasing Pac-Man around the maze. If a ghost eats Pac-Man, you lose a turn. On the other hand, if Pac-Man eats a ghost, you score points. Pac-Man can only eat ghosts after eating a power pill, blah blah blah. You only see eyes left on the ghost. But the ghosts are reincarnated by returning to the big square chamber in the center of the playfield.
No.
So they become reincarnated.
You son of a gun! He's like, oh, what? I'm holding up.
So there's reincarnation in Pac-Man.
Apparently, it's Buddhist now. Up! I'm holding up!
That's what it is. Pac-Man's on an ice rink.
That's what it seems like.
There you go. You got a bunch of points for that.
There we go! Oh, that was close. Alright.
And that's weird, too, how it cuts. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
final wafer, bam, next screen.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish they would do something like freeze,
you
like
won.
they did in the arcade. But you know, Atari knows what they're doing, and they brought the arcade experience right to your home.
They know what they're doing when it comes to arcade games. Down! So it just repeats then, it doesn't actually change.
It'll just continue to repeat
And it
over
doesn't-
and over and
It
over.
doesn't speed up or change or anything.
No, the only time it speeds, I think the only time it, I don't know, maybe it does. I wonder if you go through game one, see, I don't know, because we're so bad at this.
Yeah.
We don't know, but like apparently, I wonder if when you play game one,
Oh, wow. I'm surprised I got that one.
all 3 of them,
It's like I thought for sure I was dead.
one more and you would have got 160 points.
Yeah.
But like I said, the hit detection here is horrible, so you can't like wait too awful long because it'll get you. And apparently for safety too, you can go in that doorway.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I do like on Atari when they do the game over screen, it changes like that, so you kind of know.
Yeah.
All right, so
At
that
least
was
that tells you
3.
something.
I'll try level 4. Usually when I play oh, you big idiot. I don't want to do that. Usually when I play Pac-Man, Usually when I try to play Pac-Man, I try to clear out one area like at a time. Like, okay, let's sit over here, let's clear this area out. Because I hate doing all that backtracking stuff. But it's hard because like you said, you're like, push down, go down, and he just won't do it. Like, I was trying to clear the area out to the left earlier, and he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, go up. No, I'm not going to go up. I'm not going to listen to you. And you got a lot of points. I don't remember. You got up to like 1,200 or something, I think. I wonder if I can beat that. But that's what I think it is, too. It's like you play game 1, you see how many points you can get.
Yeah.
And then, after a while, you're like, okay, let's go on to game 2, see how many points I can get. And then they do that, and they won't come by me when I'm trying to get over by the power pill. It's like as soon as I go to the power pill, they start running away.
I think I get so many points because I play so inefficiently that the ghosts catch up to me by the time I get to the power pill. This reminds me of like a dream where I'm running from a demon or something like that, running through a school. It's like, I know there's one around the corner, I better stop, I better go a different direction.
There we go, I got a
Swing back
vitamin.
around.
Eat your vitamins, brother!
Thanks, dog.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk, oh. I don't know why I was thinking Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Back in,
bro!
back in the 80s, that was like Hulk Hogan's big thing.
Oh, okay.
Exercise, take your vitamins!
Oh,
You big little Hulkamaniacs. I'm holding up, and he just won't do it! When they turn into that color, I always thought, I'm like, uh-oh, they're out of the power pill form. Like, here. Now they're transparent blue. Now, right now, you can still get them, but now you can't.
yeah, there's a little in-between stage.
And in the arcade, too, they'll actually move away from you.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, when I get the power pill, the ghosts will change directions in the arcade. And here, they don't seem to do that.
I don't know, I thought I noticed them doing that.
Like right. Well,
It might
whatever.
look different though. Like if you,
Look at that one. He's like stuck in a loop.
yeah, he's afraid because he's right next to the
It's like,
pill.
oh, fine. I'll just sit here then. I'm gonna sit here and see what you idiots do. I should have just let him go around me.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The hit detection is so bad. If I'm like, oh, let him get close enough to me, and then I'll get the power pill. No, because his hit
You won't have time to get over the power pill.
will take precedence over mine. Right there. See, he didn't turn around. He kept going the same direction.
Yeah.
Ah, you idiot.
I thought I noticed in general, when you take the power pill, they were running away, but I think that was in level 1.
I wonder what happens if I do try to leave the power. Look at him. Something like that seemed weird. I wasn't paying attention, but from like my peripheral vision, it looked like that one ghost was going really fast. So I wonder if they are changing speed.
Yeah, it looks like the more levels you... I thought it was speeding up a little too. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh, come on! All sorts of goofy stuff. Come on!
Man, the last one. If you died, that would have stunk. Oh, do that.
Like that.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm talking
gosh,
about. That's
you were
what
right
I'm talking
on it.
about.
It's like if you have to eat something out of the air in order to save yourself and teleport out of there, and you're like, oh, and then the ghost touches you while the thing's in your freaking mouth. Nope, too bad, you're dead.
You try stage 5. That's what I mean. You have to like completely go over the wafer. Stupid. And it was just that one little thing, and it's like, well, just take your time and do it. And I'm like, okay, go to the left so I can get up there and circle around. He just wouldn't do it. He just kept going down. Stupid. Now, in the arcade, I've noticed that they will, like, trap you.
I said left! And he's like, oh, you mean speed up, down?
Uh-oh.
They
Now that
cornered
one
me.
legit trapped you. And that was stage 5.
You wanna do it?
Yeah, like, you have to sit here and just be like, okay. Okay, come on. Bull crap. I hit to the right. Did you see him jitter? I don't know if he caught that, but he, like, jittered to the right, and then he freaked out and he went back to the left.
Jeez.
And I have to sit here and be like, okay. Come on. Like, there, I'm telling...
There's no way.
I'm telling him to go up, and he just won't do it. He just sits there.
You can even be like super intense about it and he's still not obeying.
It's almost like, what do you have to do? Do you have to be real intense about it, or do you just have to sit here and not give a crap? And, like, lightly touch. I told him to go down, and then he just jerked straight across.
Yeah.
But I do love, like, I don't know, maybe I've just gotten sick and tired of music and video games. But, like, after playing Turok Evolution,
Yeah.
and we'll sit there and turn the music down, and it just sounds so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I just love, like, hearing the ambience.
How did you not get that? You materialized right over it.
Oh, I came underneath it. But, like, for example, like, in here, I do love, like, there is no music. I don't, like I said, I think it's just something about listening to music overpowering ambience in games.
Yeah.
Like, and I love turning the music off because then I can hear footsteps and I can hear, like, rustling of trees and bushes and
Yeah. Yeah, that's
stuff
true.
like that.
Kind of like this calmness.
That's what I mean, though. It's like there's so many times I'm sitting here trying to go up and down, and it's just like, come on, come on. And it's just,
Well,
oh.
that was pretty responsive.
Alright, I'm going to hand it to you. We're going to go to level 6.
Oh man, taking it to
Go.
the next level.
It's just, like, not even really much of a difference. I think it's slightly
I think the ghosts are faster.
Increases speed.
It's like, I feel like the developers get so bored playing the same game over and over again that they're like, hey, what if we made it like 1% faster? Oh my gosh, let's try it.
Oh, you know what we're doing? Difficulty switches.
Oh really?
And
How
everyone-
is it 8 games in one?
And everyone likes flipping their alphabet. We're on difficulty A. Pac-Man has 2 difficulty levels. When the difficulty switch is in B position, the non-default position, the power pills last longer and the vitamins stay on the screen longer. The A position, which is what we're playing in now, is for the advanced Pac-Man player.
Okay.
The player using the joystick plugged into the left controller jack uses the left difficulty switch. Blah, blah, blah. So apparently, it's hard because we're on difficulty A. We have to go to
Okay.
difficulty B. It's like, I like the fact that you do that. Like, okay, here's the difficulty switch. A and B. You can do a game select. But it's like, why isn't easy set to default A? And then hard would be on B.
I'm not sure I understand.
There's a difficulty switch on the console.
I'm just gonna kill myself over and over again.
This is hard mode. If I go to B, that's easy mode.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is a difficulty switch, and we didn't even touch it. Okay.
No. I just left it in the up position, because you know the beginning of the alphabet.
Right, you left it in A. No, you left it in up.
Yeah, and this is... So now I'm going to switch it to B. You know what, let's go black and white
Wait.
while we're at it.
Wait, up is difficulty A? Which is the hardest.
This is, A is hard, and that's easy mode.
So difficulty B is easy, is
So-
beginner.
So right
It's
now...
B for beginner,
yeah.
Jake.
B for beginner, A for advanced.
Yeah.
So right now we'll see how long they last.
Problem solved.
Yeah, look at that. Look how much longer they last.
Yeah.
So we should have played it on beginner mode, but apparently we were advanced Pac-Man players.
Right, right.
Look at, he's sitting in there too for a while. They sat in that chamber and he didn't come out.
Yeah, that was different.
Well, come on.
And the guy was running away from you, too. The ghost was running away from you.
That's that crappy hit detection garbage. Alright, so I'm going to try this again.
When you win, it's like, what happened?
Yeah, almost like, wait, did I die?
Yeah. Did someone hit reset?
That's what it seems like. It seems like somebody hit the reset button.
Yeah.
That one ghost is staying really far away, so I can't, like, get to him. And then they're going to go surround it now.
They're gonna eat it. Pac-Man couldn't get it, the ghosts ate it. Now you're wandering the halls forever.
Yeah, the video wafer. Look at this.
Is there the, I'm waiting for the directed by M. Night Shyamalan switch, where we find out that Pac-Man was the ghost the entire time.
Yeah. Okay, you get the final level.
Okay.
Level 8. Stage, I mean. My bad. My bad.
Game 8? Because, you know, there's 8 games
Yeah.
in one. Completely different games. Guys, you've been watching us play 8 completely different games.
Yeah, there's 8 video games in Pac-Man.
Yeah. It's not like these are similar at all. What
You know why we're not doing so good?
are you talking about,
It
Chris?
says, use your joystick controllers, and it's showing the original joystick.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're not showing any new stuff that has been invented since the game came out.
And the only reason why I want to use that one is because the last time we played an Atari game, it was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we were using original controllers. We had a hard time controlling Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But when I used that, it was so much easier and smoother.
They're kind of glitchy. Like, one of them was really tough. And
Yeah.
then the other one was, like, really loose.
Yeah, they just went bad.
Yeah, and they're just sort of falling apart. And it happens.
Just dead silence.
Come on! Oh, man. Oh, man. Biscuits?
Every time you say biscuit,
Yeah.
it always reminds me of pads for women
Okay.
when
Why?
when they're on their period. A long time ago, I was with my stepdad, my ex-stepdad now. We're in the vehicle, and I opened the glove box to grab something, and there's a pad in there. Because women need pads in case an emergency happens.
Right.
So my mom had one of those in there, and I opened it up, and it fell out. It wasn't used.
Yeah.
Good. It was new. And it fell out. My stepdad was like, oh, she left one of her biscuits in here.
Her
So he called pads biscuits.
Uh-huh.
And I've adopted that.
Oh.
So now, like, every time someone says, like, can you go pick up pads? Like, last time they were like, hey, Jake, can you go pick up some pads? And I was like, oh, you mean biscuits? And I was like, I'm going to do that, too. I'm going to walk in there, I'm gonna walk into like Walmart or Dollar General and be like, "Do you guys have any biscuits?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, we have biscuits over here. Do you need gravy?" And I'll be like, "No, they provide the gravy."
Oh man. Oh no.
It's gross. It's gross.
Oh no. Come on, stop it.
Number 3.
This is like shopping at Woodmart. Freaking nobody everybody get out of my way. I'm gonna corner you. Block him off on this side. Block him off. I got him blocked off. There's one. Catch him. Excuse me, sir. Can you help me? That's what it is. There's shoppers, and I'm like working in customer service. That's what this game really is.
Yeah, games 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a fast-moving Pac-Man.
This was the inspiration for the Matrix, by the way.
Children's version.
The one I'm good at.
It says it's a children's version. Level 3. Game 3, Ghost Crawl Around the Maze.
Oh.
So apparently if we do this, put it on difficulty B, and I go to Game Select 3, this is for little babies and little children.
That's what I thought we figured.
But now I'm on difficulty selection A, or B, so it should be even easier.
Oh, okay.
And we'll still do bad.
I know I will.
Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam.
We'll still lose because Pac-Man just doesn't want to do what we tell him to.
Yeah, that's what makes the game difficult. Is like, okay,
Look
go
down.
up, go down. No, I'm just not gonna listen to you. The heck with you. Let me guess, we're not making him happy enough, so he's not gonna listen.
Exactly. It capitulates.
Yeah, because like in the arcade and stuff, you would have like pretzels and oranges and apples, and they would like even bounce across the screen. All right, I'm gonna try something here. If you want, grab that controller here. And I'm gonna try to do 2-player ones. Let me see here.
Okay. Let's try it.
We're just gonna go easy. We're gonna go with baby mode. All right. I just wanted to make sure because it said like it kept the point counter, and I was like, can we do 2-player co-op?
That would have been cool.
But it doesn't
Have a
look
little
like it.
like green Pac-Man or
So
something.
this is why 2-player would be awesome for collecting points. Like this is what would make it fun because it keeps your score.
Yeah.
So I can sit down here, collect all the points.
Yeah, that looks way better with the colors in sync.
Oh, on the computer, the capture.
Yeah. Because the way we're seeing it, on the computer it looks like it's sort of dark red, but with this orange glow in the center of the lines. But the way we're seeing it, the green part is shifted over to the left. So what we're really seeing is like this weird overlap of red lines to the left and green lines to the... Red lines to the right, green lines to the left. And so it's like this weird thing. I feel like I need to put on some 3D glasses. Still you, okay.
Yeah, I think it goes until either I die or lose all my lives. But this is why you would like eat the ghosts, so you can get the extra points.
Yeah, and compete.
Well, then go up then. I didn't want him to go up, but he just started doing it on his own.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm telling him to go the one direction, and he turns and goes up. And then I'm like, well, no, turn around and go back down. But then by the time I realize what's happening, the ghosts are already there. So it's like... Alright, now it's your turn.
You told him to go the one direction, but he went back street instead.
Yeah. How does that controller feel?
Bugs. It's okay. Wait a minute. Oh, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Wait a minute. I thought you died once, and I wasn't able to play.
No, I beat the stage.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Now it's still my turn.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
So right now I'm at... Oh. Come on. There we go. There we go!
Yeah. There's this pause after you eat a ghost, but there's no pause after you win the game. You know, after you win that level.
Oh, yeah.
There needs to be like
Right
a little
there?
pause and like a little bloop, 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 and then start over again. It's like we would get that. But if you eat the last one, it's just like instantly. It feels like you died.
Yeah. Or like you said before, if like somebody hit the game reset switch.
Yeah. It's pretty sad, but that's what it looks like. Yeah. I'm sorry, I only deal in squares.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why.
it's your turn.
That's why Pac-Man looks like a friggin' square. Look at that.
Apparently, I'm
Pac-Man's
right
such a square.
with the lives.
Huh.
I have 5 lives now.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, your life counter just keeps going up and up and up every time you
Crap.
beat a stage.
Well, we know who's gonna beat this one. We're playing in baby mode too.
That was close. Yeah, look at that. There's one right up top. Up top is where I needed to get
Oh,
it.
is it?
I do look at that.
Oh, we're still on the same level.
So it like remembers where you were at, which is
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Cause
So this is where I was left. Where I was at?
so if you eat like half the board and you die,
Yeah.
it goes to my turn, and then when it's done with me, it cuts back to you. Half the board is still missing.
Yeah, it's like Mario.
You
a
get to
little bit.
continue.
Crap! I keep going into those guys after. I'm gonna stop eating the pills. Just stop going after ghosts.
You son of a gun. I knew that was gonna happen.
Mr. Gunson.
And look at that, I still have 4 lives. It's your turn.
Oh. That was like, I could just relax.
Yeah.
It's like, now the game is easy. Before the game was hard. Oh, that was me.
I actually wanted you to die so I could see if it... Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. What if you died? Does it count as me? Oh, okay. This goes to game over then.
All right.
And I got 2,455 points, and you have 981. All right, so that was Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. So what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it, but it is a tough game.
Yeah,
It's not a pretty game either. That's kind of an ugly game.
yeah. And like I said, I'm more used to the arcade, and so that would be. I don't think you're really used to the arcade version of Pac-Man
Well,
very much.
actually, the first one that I played was Mrs. Pac-Man on the tabletop version. So you're like overlooking it, and you got the roller ball.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. They didn't marry. So
We're
I
not
was
sure if they did or not. That's why it's Ms.
Oh, Ms. It's not Mrs. or Miss. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So the confusing nature of Mrs. or Miss Pac-Man. So Ms. Pac-Man, I played the tabletop version with the rollerball one. That's the one I was familiar with. And then I also played a few different computer versions of the Atari game. So I'm used to the Atari game, but not with this kind of a controller.
Yeah, with the joystick.
I'm used to the computer
Mouse and
one. It's
keyboard.
a lot easier.
Yeah, like I said, I played the arcade game, and the arcade is pretty tough, but the controls are better. Like, what made this game, the complaints we had about this game, those complaints really aren't in the arcade. So when you screw up, you're like, oh, that was my fault for doing it. Whereas when we screw up in here, it's like, well, what the heck? That's the game's fault. You know, like I said, I thought it was fun. It's a really neat game to kind of sit back, relax, smell the roses, and putz around and play. But like I said, the main problems that I have are the hit detection.
Yeah.
Here's a video wafer. You eat it like that, and if you turn around, you don't
get
eat
it.
You have to completely consume it to get it. But here's a ghost, and it doesn't even look like you're touching. Oh, but your atoms are touching,
Yeah.
so then it counts as a kill. It's like you're like, oh no, it's fine, bam, and you get hit. Or like you've had experiences where here's, what was it, the vitamin, and you're like, I'm going to eat the vitamin, and then there's a ghost right here, and it's like, oh, you died,
Yeah.
and you didn't get the vitamin. Tough.
Yeah, and you did that once, and the ghost was even on the other side of the vitamin going away from you.
Yeah.
And you still ended up touching it while eating the vitamin, and you died, not him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the game, other than like the hit detection was kind of goofy. And even like the game select, there really isn't a lot to go on. You do the game select, and Pac-Man goes a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Or the ghosts go a little faster or a little slower. And it's weird that they put game number 3 as being for children. They even say like it's the children's setting.
Yeah, why wouldn't you...
Or the ghosts go
Why don't
really
you go
slow.
incrementally? Start with 1 for kids, 2 for, and just go work your way up.
Yeah, I don't get it. So, but yeah, nothing really too much to say about Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's a really simplified, really basic version of the arcade game. Nothing like the... It's hard saying it's nothing like the arcade game, because it is. It's Pac-Man, but it's way worse than the arcade game. The arcade game is way better than Pac-Man. Now, for the amount of time it takes to beat, you can't really beat this game. This is a game based off of points.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the original arcade game, you go up by levels, and I think if you hit like level 99 or 999, and you beat that level, it goes to the next level and it doesn't know what it is, so it glitches out. And then that's officially beating it. I don't know if you can officially beat it by doing this. We're not going to do that. We like to beat games, play them until we beat them, but that would be ridiculous.
That'd take the rest of our lives.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I have to be a Pac-Man expert in order to pull that off.
Yeah.
So, but the amount of time it took for us to play, we actually played it for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of the recording said, an hour and 15 minutes. And I had fun while playing it. And we got a whole hour out of it. It wasn't like I played it for 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, it's boring, shut it off. Like, we really got into it. And as I played it more and more, it became more and more enjoyable as I got to learn the controls and the layout of how everything works.
Yeah.
But for the amount of time, it took us about an hour and 11 minutes, hour and 15 minutes to do that. And I thought it was fun and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It became easier and easier as we went along. And we did, in fact, thoroughly vet this game. We did not just play a couple of different versions and be like, okay, we did it.
Yeah, we weren't like a lot of other channels out there. And I'm not talking about like Brian's Man Cave or anything like that, because that's a good channel. I like watching it. But there's a lot of gaming channels out there where people will put in a video game for 5 minutes and play, and they'll have a professional opinion on it.
Yeah.
We didn't do that with this one. We took our time with it and went through and did the difficulty switch. Like, I didn't know that. Like, difficulty A is the hard one, and you have to move it down to B. Alright, now, as far as the price goes for the game, loose, apparently online, you can pick it up for about $6. Generally speaking, though, you can go to a game store, even though right now we're in the middle of this coronavirus nonsense, but usually you can go into a game store, and most of the time they'll have Atari games, like random Atari games like this, for an average price of about $2. I got this complete in the box, but usually I've seen Pac-Man for like $2-3 here and there. So loose, it sells for about $6 now, but complete with the manual and complete in the box, it sells for about $10.
Okay.
Do you think that the game is worth $10? We'll go complete. If you get the packaging and the manual, is it worth $10 to play it, Pac-Man?
Not really. I mean, for the gameplay alone, no.
No.
Because I got the cartridge for $5 at a pawn shop, and that was they gypped me on that.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was in 2013, I think. So I got the cartridge in about 2013 at a pawn shop for $5, and that was a steal. So, no, it was $3 for the gameplay.
Yeah, like
Max.
I said, yeah, for me, the gameplay, it's really hard because it's like, you can just go on the computer, you can even go on your phone and find a free version of Pac-Man that'll play way better than this.
It's true.
Completely for free. This is one of those weird collector things.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think it's worth $10 complete in the box? If I needed it for my collection, if I was like, oh man, I really need this Atari game, I'm missing Pac-Man complete in the box with the manual. Oh, there it is, only $10. You know what? Yeah, maybe I'll go and get it. But if you just want to play the game, definitely not worth the $10.
Yeah.
It would be something, I wouldn't even mind saying, support your local game store, and if you don't own it, buy it for $2.
Sure.
Go and buy it for $2. Sit down with your friends, your family, hook up your Atari to the TV, and sit down for an hour and a half, and just play, really get into it, eat some pizza, drink some Mountain Dew, get fat, sit back, relax, and just veg out while playing Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I think it would be worth it for $2.
How much did you say you paid in full for the whole?
This I actually got, I didn't pay anything for
okay.
it. My dad was at some garage sale, and he found like a big box of like video gaming stuff. He's like, oh, I found this. I'm assuming he probably paid like $10 for the whole box or something, and it came with a bunch of different Atari games, complete in their box.
Nice. I think in pristine mint condition for a collector's item, I would pay, $10-12.
Yeah, I think $10. Yeah, $10 to me is kind of worth it with going pristine mint condition, like you said. Considering like NES games complete in the box are getting really jacked up in price.
Yeah. If we were like big influencers, are we like majorly like
No.
the people dropping the price of the game aftermarket.
I'm just sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, this game is worth about $1,000 complete." I think it's worth it. You should pick it up and give it a try. Oh yeah, because I'm just gonna spend $1,000 on some Japanese first-person shooter from like 1987.
Yeah. Nope, not happening.
But yeah, like I said, $10 complete. That's really only if you're gonna go for the collection thing. And if you're gonna do that, make sure it's not completely destroyed. This isn't completely destroyed, but like I said, it is kind of in rough shape. But you know, my dad picked this up for me, and I'm not gonna ever take this out of my collection.
No. Yeah.
But like I said, $10 it'd only be worth it if you're doing the collector thing. Otherwise,
It's an awesome thing to have.
if you do want the cartridge and you do want to play it on original hardware and you want to do that, $2 I think is a fair price. Otherwise, just download it, or you can even get like Xbox games or like PS4, Xbox One. I think the PS4 even has like some Pac-Man thing.
I'd pay $3 for the game.
$3.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty good game. I enjoyed it for what it is. There is a lot of quirks. It's obviously not the best Pac-Man game out there, but it's a good game to sit back, relax, smell the roses, and putz around with a buddy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Alright, so with that being said, we're going to take off. So whatever. I'm Janitor Jake.
I'm Chris K.
And we will see you guys next time.